Hey guys, welcome back. More Tale of Sunsword, Hytale building hero, heart, me, Gakko comic, whatever. Long day of not being able to do anything because a freak storm blew out our power. Kinda retroactively, like it had a big storm for like 3 or 4 hours and all calm, and then oop, no power. Started like 2 a.m. and went all the way to 4:40 in the evening, and so now we're able to do things, and we gotta move quick because yeah, I'm just gonna have to leave this for now because I don't think I'm gonna be able to get the proper starting room set up correctly in time. I have today, tomorrow to get anything out. But for now, I will at least just show off like, oh, all this new stuff. So I made a custom glass block because there just isn't one. It works like glass because it should. And go over to here. So yeah, I was just showing off the modding updates I did since the last part. And essentially I've had a do-over on the economy for the map. Basically, so we now got gold and silver currencies. This is the first time that I've had Stockworm with a silver currency. Because before it was just generic gold coins with numbers on them. But Stockworm's a bit more than that now. So it's now split into, we have silver moons or Luna pennies as the main personal purchase currency, so things for equipment, tools, food, your usual daily commerce goods, that kind of stuff. And the gold suns or soul crowns that are for a much higher value and do much bigger purchases and stuff. They are kind of interchangeable, but not everyone's going to be able to do that. Bunny Kid here does have exchange between the two coins because she's a knight, first of all, and she will actually have a fair sum of gold suns on her just in general. She does contracts and things that would actually get her that kind of pay, whereas for part of the subject that we might be handling today, you know, buying anything from the farm here, farmer might have gold, but isn't gonna be having enough gold to want to actually exchange, you know, help you exchange between your gold and silver. Anyhow, so we need to figure out stuff to build. Just kind of smoothing this real quick. And we need to figure out building stuff fast, because after tomorrow, no more submissions. End of the road. Gone. What you've got's what you got. So what I want to try to do, I'm not even sure if it's worth to try and actually get the, that's a massive area, the woods. Let me set it to day, get rid of the what's that? Mountain, I think. Yeah. the shading. I do also want actually to look into what's going on with the apple orchard here. Right, I need to, first of all, number one, let's experiment. Right. Oh, pardon me. Yeah. Alright. So I got this like 5 blocks deep, I think. Make it 6. All I'm doing here is like a really quick experiment on tree growth. I want to see how big the apple trees can get. Listen, you got that. That is not mature looking. Let me try actually interacting with the trees here. Yeah, that's a inert apple node, which you can destroy, oddly enough. Yeah. Alright, so... I'll just set it to dawn a few times. How big do you get? Is that your max? I guess that's your max. So, what determines the ability on these things to grow? Are they just not finished? They might just not be finished. Anyhow. Oh, and also I should note for the coins, you do need a license to mint them at a workbench. You can craft them in survival, asterisk, no you can't. Yet. Alright, so... we need to work quickly, don't have a lot of time, especially for the scope of the video. I swear to God, I removed that. Okay. We do also need to get a farmhouse there for the orchard. But yeah, main thing I think is I actually do kind of want to try and see, let's get this barrier out of the way. All right. Alright, I've got the one mountain brush lit up on that. Nope, too close. And I'll respawn you to that. Okay, so we've got all sorts out here. Pathbrush, that's what we've been doing. Right, we'll want that. Probably about 5. Basic order of business is, I do need to look into how to make sure I get really big trees. I may just need to use the proper species. But I do want to try and... oh boy, I have not done this in a while. Right, let's get you back to quartzite while we're out here. So I think I'm just gonna try and make a bunch of hills here and there. Okay. I need to verify that I'm not gonna be... Okay, I think I'm fine. So I'm gonna kind of dot them around the area. The map still thinks I have one there. Funny. Yeah, there isn't actually... Oh yeah, I had that path going. So there isn't actually supposed to be a wall here. Although I do actually want to have walls going along the path. But other than that, nothing crazy. So I'm thinking... Oh, right. It's the erase brush. Right, so I'm going to have some simple hills here and there. Could even potentially have them be somewhat on the shorter end, but the main thing is, yeah, having out hills for trees. I really wish I was doing more of this like over the past week instead of right on the heels of the deadline. So, but I'm just gonna have some like, you know, yeah, dot the land with hills here and there. Give it some complexity. Nothing too crazy, just, yeah. Something to make it more than trees and paths. I may even be able to find a spot for a pond at some point, but I'm not going to mess with that right away. I definitely need a better means of also doing foliage. You could be a little bigger, I think. Oh, that's not the smooth brush. What am I doing? That's the smooth brush, and then got those things, but we'll get to them later. Honestly, I should probably just like, yeah, make the base blobs first. With this step, I might not be able to do a whole lot before I have to end the episode. Be aware of that. Just you know. Because it's right on the heels of dinner coming along, and we don't even know what we're doing for that just yet. I also really should consider that path there. I really should not make, like, because what's around the bend? What's around the bend from there? Oh yeah, you go straight to the fucking bandit camp. Orchard does not want to have business with them. So if I have the path go somewhere, it's either going to reconverge with the main road, or it's going to go to a specific spot. I really shouldn't do too much, mostly just the stuff around the path. I really should also make these kind of hills wider than they're meant to be, because again, smoothing them out is a reductive process. My hand is not going to thank me for this. That's fine. That's fine. I'll be able to maybe relax a little bit once the deadline's done. I probably will have to relax a little bit, actually. Take it easy. Get updates out for both the map and the asset pack, since, I mean, they're both getting actual updates. I mean, I've done actual changes. You've got custom enemies now. It's not anything super massive and grand, but it is something. Right, let's also just kind of get rid of the roads here. because we're going to go over them later with an actual path brush. I mean, I probably could just go over them with an actual path brush, but not quite yet. Might not be too hard to do. Yeah, there's the... Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna have to go over all this later anyway. This is just a matter of, like... Yeah. Okay, so we know we've got something here. I'm thinking it's just gonna be like I go around and kind of, yeah, set it up for being an actual woodland area. I probably should make it lean in more on the Silver Mountain side around here. I'm not going to go all the way up to Castle Watch Town, though. Okay, path over here. Maybe I should up my render just a little bit. For now, since I'm doing large swaths of land and I want to be able to see a little better. Okay. So now we're going to repath everything. Actually... Okay. Try not to be too haphazard with it. There is supposed to be a method after all. And sure, we could probably like do a paved path, but realistically that's going to be a ton of work. Especially for being out in the boonies, essentially. Could be done, though. But that's more something I'd consider for, like, castle towns and stuff. For path work, having a cobblestone path of any variety. Okay, and then we can have more scattered road going through here. Maybe not too much more scattered, because there is going to be reason to actually go out this way. There's also going to be a fork about here. I am thinking about whether to try and put a sort of woodland manor or anything in the Southern Woods, because that would be... For some of the plans I had for SRP2 Persona custom dungeons, yeah, that would be in line with the first proper dungeon, really. Of course, we have to use that zone builder dungeon thing to, rework all the dungeons and stuff anyways, so that it's not all a bunch of spikes and pits. Because that's... Why would that even be in the middle of the woods? This would be a road probably less traveled just because it's like, you know, through the woods and... Here. Wrong. Whatever. Alright. Focus here. So this road probably doesn't actually want to go towards the bandit camp, but the bandits will have a trail going there anyways. So we have a way out of the woods this way. And that's if I even keep it as a bandit camp. It may just be like some dilapidated cave or something, I don't know. I'm just trying, in part, to keep things familiar with the original iteration of the map and the second iteration. But yeah, there would be a path here for their caravans and wagons and stuff. And potentially even a path that keeps going out this way. We'll look into that. Then I don't know. No, there's no real infrastructure in the Cerulean Mire. I'll have to look at that later. Okay. Well, we repaved everything at least. And where would that go? For now, for God's sake. Get out here. That is not remotely where I was throwing you. Okay, so we will want to have kind of a bit of a wall around here that they are gonna like actually, you know, hill, but they're gonna actually have it be reinforced to help hide the thing. Might even connect it this way. If it doesn't end up being a bandit camp, it'll still end up being some kind of a cave dungeon. The original idea in the original Sunsword map was that it would be, yeah, a bandit camp. And that would be where the Wind Emerald was. And also, that was back when the Wind Emerald was the white one. And not the green one. The green one was like the Cosmic Emerald. But it wasn't until, the stuff I was doing with SB2 Persona where I made the green one be Wind. To, match the color of the skills that were attached to it. I have completely the wrong ground type. I am paying attention, clearly. I can't wait for an actual environments brush. Alright, got that signed. Because there's a certain level of like feeling enclosed that I want this place to have, almost, while still being otherwise quite open. I did a good job of getting that feeling on the original iteration, and then the second iteration again never actually got as far as making this part of the woods. But on first iteration, like, even though it was just a bunch of bare trees, like, you know, you could kind of go wherever, but the size of the trees and how small the map was combined to make it feel like actually kind of fairly enclosed. Also probably helped that I had enemies that were quite threatening at that level, so you really kind of wanted to not stray from the path, but they would also still attack you on the path and whatever. But yeah, it was that mixture of, you know, pretty much free and open, but also enclosed, and having restriction on where you could go, that actually kind of gave it a bit of a, you know, mysterious forest kind of vibe. And adding in these hills, I think, will help with that, especially with the increased scale of the map. Which, yeah, you might actually be able to fit, like, galactic-sized cruisers or something, maybe, kind of, not really. Because it's all wilderness and mountains and trees and things that make having, you know, large-scale space fleets kind of difficult. It might have some of the most powerful small-scale spaceships due to the level of technology and power generation available, but not size. Not size. Bountiful land, but densely packed kind of bounty. Alright, go ahead and remove that again and switch this over to that for its bottom layer. I can't wait for Hytale to get further along with optimizations and, like, also, again, be nice to get a new computer that can actually handle farther render distances, you know, without getting hot, without having severe CPU or RAM issues, all of that stuff. And I guess it wasn't so, you know, been avoiding severe issues, but yeah, everything's got its limits. I am contemplating maybe having Castle Watch Town be on a hill. Not for sure, but maybe. Far, far, far away! Okay. Yeah. And we got you on Silver Mountain. I could put a hill there too. But definitely one of the nice things that's going to be more doable here and now is having really big trees. That just wasn't a thing we could do before. I mean, kind of with Minecraft, but like if you wanted, you know, exceptionally large trees in Minecraft, you had to basically build them by hand and copy paste them, probably with structure blocks, or else, you know, you had the 2x2 sapling formations on spruce, jungle, and dark oak. Of course, dark oak would only be 2x2, but you get the point. Yeah, and even then, they didn't even get super massive. Like, you got tall, but not, like, massive or sprawling or anything. It didn't, you know, it didn't look quite so artistically designed to be a big fucking tree, so much as just a, here's your tree. It was excusable back in the day, when it was just, like, a handful of people working on it, but come on, Mojang. All these things you've been doing to try and spruce up the game, and you're not even gonna look at doing tree upgrades? I mean, everyone knows that, like, the sapling drop rates on dark oak, one of the best trees, visually speaking, in the game, is just abhorrently low for no reason, and they don't even get, you know, overwhelmingly big or anything. I get that it would probably be difficult to make the trees fit in well with your terrain, but like, I don't know. This is just one more reason why Hytale superiority. Now I am kind of just throwing random hills here and there, but again, it's not a bad thing. It's just, yeah, kind of how it's gonna be going, I think. I could also, like, try to give these hills some steps to them too. They'll still have that physical structure, presence, and everything that, you know, they can almost be like natural barricades here and there, but yeah. Oh, maybe I could just leave them as more of a natural shape out here. I don't know. I mean, the main thing for the cliff faces is, like, you know, just high enough that you need a little extra help to mantle it. And then the fucking walls that you can just mantle freely that are right next to the cliff faces. So I'll have to look into fixing that, because with Minecraft, there's no mantling. So putting a wall up against a cliff face, oh, who cares? If they can't get on the wall, they can't get on the cliff face, and the cliff face, they also can't get up. But, you know, you make a wall that definitely would block a player in Minecraft here in Hytale. Okay, did you make sure that they can't jump with their face at the tallest bit of the wall and just climb onto it from any other point on the wall? No. Up you go. That just means, you know, I'm gonna have to figure out if that's even really a problem, design-wise. Also, I need to make the farmhouse so I can throw a guy in there who will, you know, sell stuff. Though more importantly than getting the orchard farmer would be having the spawn shop houses, or the spawn house shops. Pardon me. And, you know, just all in all, setting up for you know, judges coming in to try out the map. Kind of like what I did from my initial entry version that just has like a bunch of chests and maxed out workstations for the player to use. Along with, chests full of, anything they could possibly want or need for crafting and stuff. It's like, I want to actually, have, equipment self-sustain done now through, shops and stuff. So you can get your armors and things. If you really want to, I could even have, one such shop that's specifically for, selling, like metal, metal ingots and stuff. So you can craft your own shit. I'll definitely be busy tonight, so once I get these last couple of hills in, more than likely, I'll get these, last couple of hills in around here. Might try to put some hills actually, try and liven up around here. I wanted to put a church there, or chapel or something. I can put a hill like about here. I think. I can't get too wild, and tomorrow I'm definitely going to want to spend the whole day on a rampage, placing trees, making everything pretty as best as I can. Ooh, I could put... We need a reason for this to kind of... Hang on. Okay, so if we have it smaller, like here... So this will be a climbable hill, which will still give reason to... Yeah. And then... Yeah. We'll look into things here later. I think at this point the main thing is, like, get this going. Is Apple still... Okay, Apple has its own wood. I might... Let me see here. It's metal, I want wood. Could go for ash. Oh. Okay, so we got a bit of a farmhouse going here. Thinking of... Let's see. I think I kind of want to expand to go into the ground. I think it does. Expand that way. And expand this way. All right. Ah, alas. wrong button. Okay. So this is going to be something of a bigger farmhouse. I'll have to do smaller houses for more residential stuff, especially around Castletown. But for here, yeah, it's a proper farmhouse, and they have to, yeah. It makes sense for farmhouses to be bigger, I would say. Especially if we end up... maybe I made it too big, though. I don't know. Too late now. I mean, it's not much bigger than the other house. And someone's pinging me, but I can't immediately. Yeah, no, this is too big. I will go and grab my phone quickly to check it, because it could be minorly important. What is it? Where is it? Oh, is that gonna be a net game ping? That's a net game ping. I can respond to it later. Just means I have limited time to actually do stuff. Right then. Yeah, okay, so... No, no. Alright, so that should be satisfactory size. Alright, oh yeah, we're gonna want... places around here. Alright. Let's see, so... this will probably be stairs. Actually... alright, what does... ugh. What does ash become? Hardwood. Okay, it's interesting. I'm thinking of going the lightwood, though. Maybe. Well, let's also remember. Oh, I could go for that. Maybe orange? Sure. Oh no, that's right. The original was bricks. Alright, what kind of bricks we got? Not touching those. Peach stone, red sandstone. Oh, please. Okay, clay. Oh, clay bricks. Not sure that's quite the color I want. I'll look into that later then. Just gonna stick with it. Not feeling that. Really not feeling that. Could go for this. What was that? Hello. Okay, I would think this to be a stairwell. So what we got going here again? Oh, that's right. I had that. Quite a trek, huh? Is that hardwood? I think it. Oh yeah, yeah, that's hardwood. Well, probably goes well with the color scheme. Okay, touch on that in a sec. Okay. Yeah, let's get the main structure going first. In the second iteration, I did not do this building justice. It was just, you walk in, oh, there's a fireplace here. And that's all I had. It was... Eesh. Could have been better. Okay. And if I put a fireplace, I probably want to do it on this side of the wall. So the question now is, how do I want to do this staircase? Probably I want to have it go more like open here, which would then also mean support here. And then this will be the actual staircase. We don't have it quite so big. Let's see. I also should try to make the try to make the weapon lantern placeable maybe, but that's gonna be rough. Oh well. Right, let me check back over here. How do I do up this staircase? Right. And attached to that, which was off the grid more or less. Okay. Maybe I should mess with the stairs later. The main thing right now is like, this needs to be a structure for the NPC to exist in. And, yeah. So, let's get our door, I'd say about there maybe. That should be fine. Love being able to actually use these slabs. Okay. So in here, right, on with that. Okay. Kind of feel like having this should be, yeah. I'll figure out what else to do with. Oh, not there. Yeah, I think that'll work out. And up here. Oh, right. Alright, so we want a roof. Okay. It's gonna be in here, isn't it? Yep. Okay, now let's just copy paste those again. Oh. Oh, and do get the log. Okay. So I think something like this going around here, this way. Okay, we'll want a front porch light. Should be there. Maybe. Let's see. Oh, you know. Here's one more. Hello?
What's the usual?
Combo 30, yeah. Oh, dinner planning. Or some, yeah, dinner. I definitely like trying to use these, you know, more interesting roof things, but they also, you know. And over here, it's gonna be. Yeah, so part of the power outage thing that hit us is now we also are we're in unincorporated land and our well pump for the whole neighborhood relies on the power too, and we still have seem to have a issue with our water pressure for the moment. It'll get fixed eventually. Just yeah, right now no pressure. Okay, so here's where we're gonna want to mess around with these guys, I think. Otherwise, not enough roof space to actually get up there. Like, eh. Then again, Let me think about this. The main concern is, yeah, that there. Oh no, it's not bad. So that slight Z fighting issue. But, you know, all things to be sorted eventually. Yeah, this makes it easier to have a not so cramped attic. Okay, we can go ahead and something like that. Kind of hides the yeah. It will have to be an empty house, probably on release for the final contest submission, but as the map progresses in the future, it will actually, you know, this house may actually get fleshed out better. Maybe. I think that works out. And we'll find something to put in there. Don't worry. But yeah, I think the biggest thing I can really try to lean into, aside from making custom archery mechanics, would be leaning heavily on custom vendors and the gold silver currency standard. I doubt I'll be able to really lean into a fully developed use cases for the gold silver, but I'll do what I can. I mean, worst case, I can make Bunny Kid make all the rods cost gold instead of silver. Like, you know, they're 480 silver silver moons each, and those aren't exactly low-level magic items either. Like, there's supposed to be 4 tiers. It's wands to rods to canes to staves. At least as far as the item progression with SRB2 Persona is developed. And so, you know, keeping that in mind and everything, you know, she could easily be selling those for like, oh, yeah, 20 gold. That's like, that's 20 gold right there. So it would actually stay somewhat, it would at least be in line with, the previous iteration's costs for the rods. Though the previous iteration also truncated the tier progression, and yes, I'm having to do this because cornering on roofs is a fucking nightmare when you mix and match their, see? Yeah. Also, it would be better if I had it be more pointy, because this is a snowy region. So, yeah, I should do that. I think the shape does otherwise work. You know what? We'll just let it slope down normally and see what happens. Or just slope it down normally and see what happens. Ooh, that's also minor cause for concern. It's doing it there. So do. That doesn't fix it. This hides it at least. Oh, it must be night. Full bright moment. get this going. A pretty big house. Maybe I could let this guy actually indulge you on gold. Then again, the original iteration, would this guy sell you aside from apple cider and food? Weapons. So maybe he's kind of stacked, who knows? Anyway, getting more or less done with the shape here. Oh, right. I may be a slight fool. Because adherence. That roof is raised, so this roof should also be raised. And then we won't have this, then again, it's already getting quite massive. Let's do this. Let's do this. Because this is actually, a neat way to actually kind of do it. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so we go across here. Getting old school again. In a sense. So that also means that this will have its like so. These are definitely, 45-degree angle slopes are definitely the easiest to work with. 3, 4, I can do. Solid beam, why not? Okay. I think I avoided doing this on the starting house, partly because it was getting actually cramped. But here we're not too really concerned, are we? Hey, that does look cool. Screw it. Well, right. Decision making! No! Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Best I can do. Yeah, it's probably that game getting ready to start. So I'm gonna have to kind of cut the recording possibly short. I'll at least get the structure of the house done before I just hop off for the next game. I'm probably gonna tell them about how, oh yeah, my fucking power just ate shit earlier today. Not necessarily the funnest thing to talk about, but what happened happened. Cited reason, vegetation. Yes, because when you guys went to clear out vegetation interruptions from literally 2 weeks ago, evidently it wasn't enough. Okay. Okay. That'll have to be satisfactory for the time being. Because I'm not sure what else I can really do. Mine's getting a little, yeah. How does it at least look? Okay. I can put some chairs and benches in here. A couple of these. Decoration. We have potted plants. I'm not doing an arcade machine. Alright, we got planters that we can grow some things in. We'll think about it later. I'm out of juice already. But yeah, we can have the guy here. So yeah, even with the staircases, the light still just bleeds through. I'm sure they'll get fixed later. Anyway, that's about all I can really do for now. Thanks for guys for watching, and hopefully I'll get it pretty enough for the contest to catch some eyes. Thanks for watching. I'll see you around.